Greetings. This is Skylar Saunders saying, "What's current?" I'm going to start off the show like I planned to do previously. I'm going to start with all the advertisers, all the people that make this show possible. I mean, I can get up here and, say all this stuff all by myself, without any money attached to it. But what sense would that make? I'm looking at, a publisher from the books I have that are unpublished. So I'm feeling really good about myself. I'm editing a book right now. So I'm just getting, to the gettings, as they say. All right. So I want you to check out my friend Peng's website, lifestrongapparel.com, lifestrongapparel.com. Great website. I don't know what the products are like. Don't ask me. They'll say, "Oh, well, what is it?" I don't know. I reached out to him. He said he was going to hook me up with, multiple different products. He's yet to do it. Not saying he's not a man of his word, because he dropped, a good chunk of change on this show. That's why I'm advertising for him. So I will only advertise for the website itself, because it's a streamlined, very professional grade site. So check out lifestrongapparel.com. All right. At BEEJSCKSON5478. B Jackson. Check him out on YouTube. He's a chef. He's a cook. Whatever you want to call him. He's making up the best things, sardines and chicken and drinking near beer. He's having a good time. He has a great broadcast. He has different stories he tells. It's great. Just check him out. He's definitely a huge supporter of the show. Hit me off with a little bit of something yesterday. So I'm appreciative of what he did. So thank him. I appreciate what he does. B Jackson 5478. That's BEEJACKSON 5478 on YouTube.com. Also on YouTube.com, we have Spirit Smooth Tunes. SPIRITSMOOTHTUNES. Spirit Smooth Tunes. If you want to hear all the smooth jazz, the Quiet Storm, the bands from the 70s and 80s, especially black bands, Rolls Royce, Earth, Wind, and Fire, and so many more, hit up his channel on YouTube. It's Spirit Smooth Tunes on YouTube.com. Tell them that I sent you. For all of them, said that I sent you. Also, check out twitch.tv/DOTFOCUS 1_. Don't do multiple underscores. Just 1_. .focus. He's a great guy. I never met him, but we have a mutual friend with Peng. So we have an understanding between each other. He lives in Delaware. I live in Delaware. We're both veterans. We're all veterans. Peng is a veteran as well. But we getting this money. No matter what, we get this money. So definitely check him out. He's a great gamer. He's really into that. So I support him. If you want to be mentioned on this show, which has over 400 subscribers, over 400, almost 500. It's at 483 as of this broadcast. You can be the 484th subscriber. And you can also get your name out there with your brand, whatever your brand you have. I have multiple, ways we can negotiate how much money you want to spend on getting a it should be, I think it's going to be at least $100. At least $100. That's what I'm going to get to. Advertising and sponsorship, SKYLERSAUNDERS@gmail.com. And if you join Skylar's 100 Club by contributing $100 or more in a month to the broadcast, you get a wrench, which you can promote your own work, your own sites, and things of that nature. And have that. Also, I have a story up here called Ayn Rand, the Unknown Ideal Woman. And you can, peruse that at your leisure. You can go onto the website, vocal.media. You can just look up Skylar Saunders, or you can just hit the link. If it's not going to be shown in the rebroadcast, but, if you're watching now, you can just hit the link right now and, have that saved for after the broadcast. Because I'm going to go in tonight. All right, so I'm a little late. I'm a little later. I know that. I know I'm a little late, but I'm gonna still do the damn thing. Um. All right, so cool. Okay, look, we got PayPal, PayPal.me/Skylar Saunders. We have Venmo at Skylerize. That's SKYLERIZED. We have Cash App, my favorite. $SKYLERSAUNDERS1. And I have $0 raised and $160 to go. So let's get it. Use PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App to support the machine. Thank you all. I appreciate it. Now, and I just saw in the live chat my main man. I just promoted his Twitch. Dot Focus. Salute to this man. Respect to him. He says, I'm home from work, sipping this Henny. It's been a long effing day. I'm trying not to cuss. He says salute. So I said respect. So that's what he wants to do. If he wants to come home, crack open a little bit of, some of that brown, some of that Henny, and just relax to my show, I appreciate it. I thank him for that. Appreciate it tremendously. Let me just adjust this a little bit. Yeah. Is that a little better? Is that better? A little bit more lighting. But yeah, so let's get into it. Jerome Legion McCoy had an interview with Simply Wavy, and the interviewer should be completely, congratulated. He should be definitely made an example of how you conduct an interview, because he let this nigga talk and talk and talk for 2 hours. And it wasn't bad. It wasn't like he was just, running off at the mouth. He was saying like pointed, exact issues that were brought up with the questions. And I'm just give you an example, give you the overview. Jerome Legion McCoy, I'll just call him Jerome. Jerome, or Mr. McCoy. I call him Mr. McCoy. Mr. McCoy. He is, he set the record straight with his own interview. He told, his people talking about the Teesa Reesa TikTok phenomenon. She was on Tamron Hall. She was on Good Morning America, and had the internet popping, had it bubbling, had it going over, and he just set it out straight. He said it all straight. He set everything in motion. He was talking about how he did wrong. He knew he admitted to it. He admitted the fact that he was wrong for not telling her about the offshore account, but she was wrong for having a guy on the side, allegedly. So there was different things that went on. He was talking about how her story, corroborated with his story in certain instances, like the tire that blew out on the highway, and how he fixed it, how he knew about cars, how he knew about certain things, how he had access to at least $15,000 in his account, and one account, and other accounts he had multiple amounts of dollars, and he was trying to get her a BMW X5, because we don't cop those, we give those to baby mamas. Who said that? We don't cop the X5, we give those to baby mamas. That of course was Jay-Z, and that way back, that was like 20 years ago. More than 20 years, it was like 22 years ago, but anyway. So Mr. McCoy, I'm giving him his props. I have to give him his props, because he was very calm. He didn't talk about her out her name. He was actually defending her against Charlemagne, and the reason why he apologized, or partially the reason why I apologized, because he said, about the big backs and stuff like that. He was like, what, that was a low blow. That wasn't really right for him to say, and things like that. So he was kind of like defending her in a way, but also trying to defend himself at the same time. He was saying how he was in arena football, how he was making money. He was sitting on the bench. He wasn't on the field most of the time, or any of the time, but he was getting checked. He was getting deposits. Nevertheless, and it just makes it seem as if he didn't have, the I don't know, the foresight to say that this woman is probably not the best thing for you. You know, they met on, they started with Facebook dating. That's a red flag right there for me. That's a scary site. That's a scary Facebook site. All you do is, it's like most other dating sites. You swipe left, you swipe right, or you X or you check. But this is a totally different beast. Every encounter I've ever had with Facebook dating has been disastrous. And I've never had a good time. I've never been able to meet the women. I've never been able to understand their life beyond, them wanting me to do cryptocurrency with them. So, it was a bad sign all the way around. But that nothing on me. Mr. McCoy, Jerome McCoy, he had, you know, everybody dogging him. He's a bad man. He's toxic masculinity, narcissistic personality disorder, and stuff like that. And it's like, that's just unfair. I think that was unfair of people to say that he had, NPD and different issues like that. He says he's wrong most of the time. But at least I have my rights out. He's right sometimes. He said that in the post in in the interview. To be honest, I fell asleep a little bit. I fell asleep for like 10 minutes, I think, and then I woke up. I was like, oh, okay, oh, he's still talking. All right. So, but I did glean, enough information to be, concise and pointed for this broadcast. I think, for the most part, it was very, very well orchestrated. The interviewer, I don't know, is his name Simply Wavy? That's the platform he has. I have to. I'm gonna check that out real quick. Hold on. Simply Wavy. His site says that it's a series of videos of the most unique and creative people to grace the internet. And he has 7,000 subscribers. Let's see. All right, this is different. Took me to another site. So he has 2 million views, 34 videos, and this is probably going to get him a lot more views. He's got, I think, 700,000 views based off of this. No, excuse me, 280,000. I'm messing up with the number. Excuse me, 280,000 compared to, he has other videos in 200, around that same range. He's probably going to get more in the days pass. But I just thought it was engrossing. I thought the interviewer was very on point. He said the right questions and just let him talk. Just let him talk. It's the art of the interview. Let the subject speak their mind. A lot of interviewers will go, well, what about this? I have been guilty of doing that because I've conducted interviews before, and I was like, well, what about this? And I didn't let the speaker speak. Say their piece. So that's key to giving interviews. He just said what his question, and then now Mr. McCoy to speak, and he gave his full testimony. He didn't cut in, he didn't butt in and say, but what about? Well, hold on. If there was he didn't, none of that. There was none of that I saw. None of that I noticed. But it was very, I don't know if it was entertaining. It was slightly entertaining, but it was more so informational. It was just like he's clearing the air. He's letting people know, what difference it made for him to speak. He was talking about how, he was going to school, he went to college. He was talking about his father, his mother. His father was a police officer, then a truck driver. His mother was a teacher. He went through his entire life story almost in 2 hours, 2 hours plus. It was very enlightening set of time. But the Teesa Reesa thing, I mean, he just set that thing to bed. he really just put it to bed because he's got I think he's got a decent or a very good house. He's got a new girlfriend. I think it's Latoya. I think Latoya is his girlfriend's name. Let me make sure. But he's got a new girlfriend. So you can hear her in the background giggling. So it's a different world. It's a different kind of world. Very different. Very different. But it all makes sense in the end. It all makes sense in the end that he was able to voice what came from his mind. All this, Tamron Hall, Good Morning America, all this. He even he was the one. It wasn't the producers. He was the one that said, make sure they black out my face. Because I don't want to be attached to this. People are coming up to his family members. People are coming up to people he knows. He's online. People are coming up asking, hey, what's going on, Jerome? What's up with this Teesa Reesa? Everybody's talking on this mess. And at the same time, he's just trying to live his life. He's trying to live his best life, as a matter of fact. And that's, the key to all of this. For him to be so focused on his own life, to be selfish. That's the power. That's what we need to focus on. The rationality, the virtue of selfishness, of being selfish. That is the key to this whole situation. And how Teesa Reesa, I think, was being irrational. There's no such thing as irrational selfishness. There's just being selfishness and irrational. But she was being irrational, I think. And, tried to, skew the story or, sway the narrative to fit her box. Pause. But to fix her way of seeing things and have other, especially women. It's March. It's Women's History Month. Girl, she at least one of us finally told about one of a terrible situation with these toxic males. We got them. We got one. At least we got one. So it's like I don't have to kick her back in either. I kicked in Tiffany Red's back. That's all the back kicking I'll be doing for a while, probably. I'm gonna salute women. I love women. Anybody who doesn't love women and it says it's straight, maybe has to reevaluate themselves. But I'm a straight man. I love women. I've been around women my entire life. Majority of the people in my family have been women, especially on my mom's side. So, again, I'm making it about me, right? Do I have NPD? But no, Mr. McCoy's story was very valid and very valuable, I think, and very, pressing to the topic, to the issue of Teesa Reesa and his, the fact that it was like, wait a minute now, all this is going down, but I can't I can't say my truth. I can't say what is real in my life. So, like you said, he admitted to mistakes. He admitted to being wrong in certain areas, but he was definitely outlining how Teesa Reesa definitely was the problem in all of this. But he didn't really dog her like that. He wasn't really out to tear her down. He was trying to build himself up selfishly and rightfully and well, and that's a good thing. He was trying to be very not self-absorbed or but self-contained, self-controlled, disciplined, in the sense of being as an egoist, not an egotist with a T, but an egoist, someone who cares about his own life and his own values and will fight for them. That's the mark of virtue that he had. And that's why I salute him. Salute to Mr. McCoy. Like I said, he's not perfect. He didn't get everything right. He didn't say everything that was on there, but all the different details that that were drawn up, talking about the housing. There's a $750,000 house on the market that they wanted, but he didn't really want. He was like, whoa, I don't know if I want you to be on my credit like that. You don't have that much good credit. Your credit is not that good. He said it stinks, and his credit was pretty much good. He had at least 600 or 700, or maybe higher, maybe higher than 700. But he was like, your credit's not looking too good. It's looking kind of spicy, so he had to readjust, reevaluate the situation, know what to do. And there was a claim that she took his phone. She took one of his work phone, but it was, it looked like it was used for personal, but it wasn't his phone. It was a friend's phone, and she was in the bathroom with the door locked, scrolling through all these messages talking about there's a prostitute, there's a side chick, saying all this stuff. And she was just like, she just took that to heart. She's just like, wow, you got somebody. I don't think she confronted him. I don't remember, talking about him being confronted by it, but he later explained that he took the phone back to his coworker and was like, "Man, this is your phone. Whatever you got on, that's your business. If you got a mistress, you got somebody on the side. Oh, that's my side chick. My side chick." As he said, he had to go through that. He had a friend who was in the military, a vet. Sadly, he had a battle with the bottle and lost it. He got into a car when he was inebriated, and he got into a collision and was killed. So he had that on his soul, different things like that eat at your soul. Little bits, just little bits like that can eat at your soul. So that's important to mention, because for him to be, the number one, the numero uno in all this, I think that is what makes it the best. I think that's what makes it so great. That's why I think he's kind of like, he died, but Joe the plumber. That's what, it's like he just got thrust into the national, stage, for different reasons, of course. But I'm just saying he seems like a regular guy trying to make make ends meet, make a living for himself, and be happy with his girlfriend, live a good life, be a good man. And of course, he's broadcasting quietly, tacitly, that he's a Christian. He's a Christian man. He believes in God. Hey, I'm not knocking anyone who believes in God. There's too many people. I'm way outnumbered by that, so I wouldn't knock anybody, and especially since they're being honest. Most people that believe in God are like honest about it. They really do believe in God. They're not trying to like put on airs. Yeah, I believe in God because it's fashionable, because it's the cool thing to do. Everybody else is doing it, so I gotta believe in God too. No, I think people are sincerely, ingrained in the word, and do have, spirituality. Some people like to say, I'm spiritual. I don't really, even the people that don't have a God or something like that really aren't atheists, but to say they are spiritual, say, okay, I'll give you that much, But he's got the chain around his neck and the cross, and he had there's two things that go on. He's like wearing one shirt one time, and he has another shirt on another time, another cross he's wearing. So I think that plays into the fact that he's, trying to, clear his name. They scandalized my name, talked about, cheated, how's it go? Lied on, cheated, talked about, mistreated. Yeah, there it is. That's that old, Christian hymn, that part of a hymnal, lied on, cheated, talked about, mistreated. That's classic. But that's how he was feeling. That's the way he conducted himself. That's the way he found himself to be. He found himself to be, consumed by the Spirit of the Lord, consumed by the Holy Spirit, convicted by the Holy Spirit. Thank you for that like, whoever that was. Thank you for coming in. Whoever had that like, I appreciate it. But Yeah, so he was convicted by the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit convicted him, allegedly, to get on this YouTube stream and tell his truth. Justice delayed is not justice denied. He had to find justice in all of this. He had to find the right way to speak, the right way to say something. He found the right one, because that's simply, God, what is Simply Wave? Yeah, Simply Wavy. Yeah, Simply Wavy. Journalist was great. The interviewer was wonderful. Excellent. Excellent interviewer. That's how you conduct an interview. That reminded me of Shannon Sharp. When you're just quiet, when you're just see, I'm stupid. I have to be like, but wait a minute. What about the and when I used to interview people for my high school newspaper, I'd be like, well, what did you think about and if there was, he did none of that. He stated, he said he was very, straightforward. Asked him questions, very pointed, very, to the point and on point. So I have to give him his respect. So that's the power of this platform right here, the internet, YouTube and TikTok and all of the Twitch and Discord and all the different websites and sites, yeah, like there's a difference, but all the different sites that are available to us. That's the beauty of all this. That's the wonderful power of being able to link up and be in this virtual world. And just like I was watching Lawrence Fishburne in an interview, he was saying how the Matrix predicted all of this. That's the internet. I'm in the Matrix right now. This is not my real. I don't wear this every day. Earlier today, or I wear this every day, but I don't wear this all during the day. I'm in the Matrix, so I dress up. Things aren't perfect. Things aren't great in my life, but I try to make things great or close to perfect in my creations, the things I write about, the things I put up in YouTube videos. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful experience to even interact with people from all over the globe. I got people in Denmark I'm talking to. Never even heard of people in Denmark knowing about my show, but they know. His name is Kareem TV. Put him out there. He knows about my show. Look at me making it part of this series. But Mr. Jerome McCoy. I'm not even gonna call him Legion. It's Jerome McCoy. Mr. McCoy. He seems like a solid man. He seems like a stand-up, do-right kind of guy. And it seems like he got a bad rap. It seems like everybody just pounced upon him without knowing the facts, without knowing his side of the story. I give him the benefit of the doubt. That's all I'm giving him. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I was looking at Teesa Reesa like, even before I was like, is she trying to get, undue attention to herself? Is that what she's trying to do? What is she trying to do? What is she trying to do? That is the question. So, salute to Simply Wavy. Salute to Mr. McCoy. They did excellent on both parts. I was entertained for most of it. I mean, it was just long. It's 2 hours long. God damn. It's great. 2 hours plus. But, I mean, it was very entertaining for the most part. And it was very engaging, to learn about his life. The different facets and things that happen. And the realization that, he loves, Cheesecake Factory. Who can't relate to that? I think every American in the United States, if you're of age, to go, if you're, I guess, 6 years or older, to go to a Cheesecake Factory, you love Cheesecake Factory. So he had to say that too. He made that be known. He let that be said. So I think that's where they met actually. Teesa Reesa and Mr. McCoy, they actually met at a Cheesecake Factory. And he's in the South. He's in the South, but he doesn't sound like he's from the South, though. He doesn't have a southern drawl too much. It's not too pronounced. But I just thought it was, bravo. Applaud me, applaud me, applaud him. Applaud him for applaud them, applaud the interview. I don't know if I should call him simply Wavy. I didn't see a name attached. I might have missed it, but I could be wrong. So I think that's very possibly the great idea behind all of this. All right. So I want to talk about yesterday. I don't usually do this, but it was amazing. Yesterday was great. I got $29. I got 51 views, pure views, not even from the community section with a star report. And it's just amazing how you can do that. I just love that that's true. That you can get up, open up a laptop, throw on, some ads, um, engage with your audience, and then they pay you. It's beautiful. I mean, who would have thunk this 100 years ago? Who would have thunk this 50 years ago? Who would have thunk this 10 years ago? Maybe 20 or 10 years ago, but not 30 years ago, most likely. I mean, it's just this internet thing is so great. I've said this before. I don't know how many times I said it on this platform, but one day, this platform, these platforms, these different sites will end poverty somehow, some way. We will all be creators. We will all be in the matrix. We will all be, social engineers and create new things and prosper and thrive and flourish. I can see it happening. I don't see why not. They said the same thing about the United States of America. Yeah. That's what the British said. The British, before 1812, they fought us before again, but they fought us, during the Revolutionary War. They're like, yeah, America, yeah, we'll see how that works out. See what you do with that. And then we have our problems. America, I'm not saying it's perfect. It's not heaven. But God damn it, if it's not the closest thing to it. Because of the wonderful melting pot. Because we have so many different people here. We're the number one nation with as many different nations that comprise it. Number one. No other country in the world has as many people from all around the country, the world, all around the globe, all around the different countries. We're the only one by a long shot, And we should be proud of that. There are people struggling, fighting, walking through waste and, filth, trying to, get over razor wire, concertina wire with blankets. They finally figured that out. If we use blankets, then we'll be all right. Put layers. And one guy I saw in 60 Minutes, he's going through without nothing. He's just going right through the razor wire, and he's got cuts and slices, and he's all chopped up. But he's trying to get to America. He's trying to get to this land of opportunity, this beautiful land of greatness, of ambition, of truth, of reality. And again, not perfect. Hasn't had a perfect past. Has been ugly. Has been disturbing. Has been disgusting. But that doesn't define America. It is despite the fact that it's that. Oh shit. Greg S. Salute to Greg S. I gotta throw up the diamond sign. Throwing up for Greg S. Chopped up, not slopped up. DJ Michael 5000 watts straight out of Houston TX. What you doing, Greg S? Salute to you. I can't call you a broke ass nigga anymore. Can never call you a broke ass nigga anymore. Ever again. You gave me $7.25. And that's more money than people that I know from birth. People in my family haven't given me $7.25. So salute to you, Greg S. Salute to you, sir. I respect you. You're funny. You brought. I don't know if you brought anybody here, but you brought money to my show. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. And I appreciate it if you hit my like button. Let me get 6 likes in here. Don't forget that like button. Gotta have the algorithm. Gotta pray to the algorithm, which is God in the Matrix. But yeah, America, not perfect, not even close. It's got terrible history. Salute the broke gang. Yeah, you gotta salute the broke gang. You're not in it anymore. To me, you're not broke. If you can give $7.25, that's all you gotta pay for most. Some people don't even get that for a month. Some people give that, for charities. $7, $10 a month for charity. I appreciate that. I honestly do. I'm not now. I'm dead serious. I'm dead damn serious. Some people don't, give that much, for charity. $3 a month, $4 a month, something like that. Crazy. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, the fact that we can have a Teesa Reesa go on and make 400 million views allegedly, that she was in the creator fund and that she, didn't make that much money. She only made 10,000 or maybe less, 3,000 or $1,000. The fact that Mr. McCoy can speak his mind, can say his piece, give his side of the story. When else would that have been able? He would have been able to do that. He probably wouldn't have been able to go on Tamron Hall or Good Morning America, or at least speak for as long as he spoke. He spoke for over 2 hours. But that's the essence. That's the beauty of this thing called the internet. 30 years ago, they didn't know what the hell it was. Bill Gates even had trouble. Like, he was like going back. He knows. And he knew at that time what the internet was. He knew what it would be like 60, 70 years ahead of time. Back in 1994, 95, when Windows first came out or started to be unveiled. He knew what the internet was. He was on David Letterman. He was talking about how, he was on, he's like, whoa, so what is this internet thing? He was just like, I think it's going to be pretty impactful. I'm paraphrasing, but he's just like, I think it's going to be the next big thing. I think he actually said that. It's going to be the next big thing. And God damn it, if he didn't strike the jackpot, he's still $100 million rich, I think. I think he has at least $100 million. He's giving it away, sadly, because they're not giving it away for the right reasons. They're not giving it away in the right way. They're giving it away because of guilt. They're saying, you made your fortune, or they didn't say, or maybe they may not even say that. You have fortune. It doesn't even have to say you made it. You created it. You didn't build that. You have it. You just have it. Just Jesus blessed your bank account, and now you have billions of dollars. Hallelujah. So you have billions of dollars in your bank account because Jesus blessed you. You didn't make it. You didn't build it. You didn't put in the sweat equity, the mind power, the intellectual force to say something. You just said, okay, I got billions of dollars because of Jesus. Thank God. So now, what do you have to do? You have to give a percentage, mostly over 50% to all of it, to charity once you die, or if you're still living, give as much as you can. And it's like, God damn, these are the best people in the world. Warren Buffett, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos. I don't know if he was the one that signed him. I know Mark Zuckerberg and Warren Buffett they called it the Giving Pledge, and he called it and I call it, and Ayn Rand Institute called it the Guilt Pledge, because that's what it is. They're guilting them into. There's nothing wrong with philanthropy. I've said this before. There's nothing wrong with giving to proper causes and things that you selfishly enjoy, or you selfishly think are able to enhance your life by giving to them. So, when you have these millionaires and billionaires, especially the billionaires, and there's baby billionaires. That's the thing too, and that's mainly the black people. Black people are among the baby billionaires. There's a few of them, not in America, because America is there's I can name a few: Oprah, Michael Jordan, Rihanna, who when she lives here, she's from Barbados. She's not technically FBA. She's not Foundational Black American. But there's Michael Stewart, or Daniel Stewart, not Michael Stewart. Daniel Stewart, Robert Smith, different billionaires like that, black, just happen to have a darker skin color, just happen to have a higher concentration of melanin. But they aren't above being selfless and sacrificial with their money too. But for the most part, you have to be selfish to earn all that, to get those billions. You have to be selfish. There's no other way. No way. No way, boy. No way, boy. You have to be selfish. You have to be. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. You have to be selfish in order to amass that amount of money. There's no question about it. So what I'm arguing is that America see this country not in the sense of saying, oh, he's a billionaire, oh, she's a billionaire, she didn't really work for it, she didn't do anything. There are people like I said this before. What's his name? Goddamn. Ralph Lauren, his daughter, she has her own company. Now you can argue and say, oh, Ralph Lauren gave her the money. Yeah, she has her own candy store. Dylan Lauren has her own candy store, the largest candy shop in New York City, I think in the world, the largest candy shop. And she did it all by herself, to my knowledge. May have had some kind of goading or some kind of help from her father. Maybe he could have, had some seed money involved. I don't know. They didn't discuss it when I saw the interview. But I'm just saying that's an example of it's got to start. Even if he started to see money, she still has to run the business. She still has to have a board of directors. She still has to have shareholders. She still has to have the business together. Yeah, see, Greg asked you owe me money again, boy. I'm just kidding. Do what you got to do. I mean, you owe me money, but I'm just kidding. I'm not demanding it. I'm not forcing you to give it to me. But yeah, I just taught you a lesson. I just gave you game. Bro, she probably didn't do anything. Her dad probably did all the work. I said that. I was just saying that. Even if though, and I just said even if that is the case, she still has to run the business. He can't run the business for her. She still has to be the CEO. So even if that were the case, she still has to be the leader of the pack. All right, so yeah, so there's just too many beautiful success stories. There's failures, and nobody wants to talk about the failures, but we should talk about the failures. The failures are the ones that show us what not to do. There's a story that there's a line behind that Chris Rock said. I don't know where he got it from, but somebody else said it before probably. He said, behind every great fortune is a great crime. Now there's some truth to that. There's truth to the fact that the Kennedys came up through prohibition and ran liquor and got money, got paid. Joe Kennedy profited. He profited off of the sale of alcohol during prohibition, which is technically the same thing as drug dealers now. So Jay-Z, like I said, I want people to find, if you're listening to this broadcast right now, if you're under the sound of my voice, look for a billionaire that's still alive that once was a drug dealer. I don't think you can do it. I don't think there is one that's still alive. There have been billionaire drug dealers. There's been El Chapo, there's been Griselda, there's been Pablo Escobar, among many others. But they all were either shot and killed by authorities or rival gangs, or died under mysterious, circumstances. So I challenge you, everyone under me, to look up a billionaire, at least one billionaire besides Jay-Z, who sold drugs, illicit narcotics on the streets in the world. See what they have, if they have life still. Just something I always wondered, I think Jay-Z has like $2.5 billion. See, he's a baby billionaire. That's a baby billionaire. Then you get to a deca billionaire, and you're like, all right, that's cool, that's cool. Then you're at the centibillionaire, and you're like, whoa, okay. And then you're like, okay, how much more can you get after centibillionaire? Right. So Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, who are fighting it out in the space wars, not against other countries, but within our own country, within our own borders, we have these titans of industry who are duking it out for NASA to see who is going to have the best option. Jeff Bezos's Blue Origin or Elon Musk's SpaceX. So we'll see. There he goes, that X thing again. He's got something with X's. He wanted to make PayPal.com X.com. He wanted to make SpaceX with X. It sounds like space sex. If you say it really fast, it just sounds like SpaceX, but it sounds like space sex. Like you're gonna have sex in space. We're still looking for the first person to do that. If they haven't, shown that on the clips, they don't usually show that on NASA TV and stuff like that. That's usually, that's contained. And in the same way, I'm sure they go to the bathroom. They use their suits. And it's sucked out into space. They use a system that they hook up to their nether regions, and it's go up. But the sex and space thing is going to be pretty interesting. I think it's going to be pretty special. But where am I going? I'm just elated. I'm just happy. I can get on this broadcast, and this is my soapbox, and let my thoughts out into the world. I didn't have a specific idea of what I was going to talk about for the second half of this show, but I'm just rambling to just give you an understanding of where I am and what I'm thinking about. News story, so that I can talk about. There's this new publishing house by 3 former CEOs of other huge publishing houses. Did I say titillated? You spelled titillated wrong too, but I'll let it go, Greg S. But then he says pause. But anyway, so there's huge title houses, publishing houses. They're joining and calling it author equity, and they're doing something that's I don't think it's ever been done in the history of publishing. They're not doing advances. They're doing monthly payments for your book. Usually advances are over a year increments. This is a totally different setup. And this is what I'm going to be doing for my books. I'm announcing it right now. If I can have the floor, if I have the power under me, I have 9 unpublished books that are already ready, for me to edit, and they're probably going to edit it and show more errors that I missed or overlooked. But I have 0 people in here right now. There's 0 people with 7 likes. Go figure. This is what I love about this YouTube thing. Sometimes I have 10 people in here. Sometimes I have 293 people in here and with 20 likes. Sometimes I have 0 likes, 0 people for like 20, 30 minutes. Just the way it goes. I enjoy this. This is the Wild Wild West. This is really the new Wild Wild West. But as I was saying, there's these various publishers that are all coming together now for this new venture, and I want in. I want in. I have, like I said, unpublished novels that I want to be full-fledged and brought to the market. I can't wait. I'm very excited. I'm publishing a book right now. I'm editing a book right now. So get ready. 2030s are looking good for me. It's going to take a long time, but it's going to be worth it. I think 2030s and 40s are going to be pretty cool for me. I can sense that much. So to take on it's one person, 8 likes. I'm not mad. All right, so the publishing house is going to be totally different. It's a totally different set of minds put together, and they're going to do this. They're going to roll out this. They don't even have a website yet. They're just talking about it. I just saw it in the New York Times. Salute Black Cuddy. Black Cuddy. Greg asked me in history yesterday. I'm seeing if you can make some history today. He gave me $7.25. Let's see if you can beat him. Let's see what you can do. All right, so but that's the power of the internet again. If I didn't have the power to go on my phone, and this is the sick thing too, because earlier this morning, late last night, it went from last night to early this morning. The goddamn. Okay, we see you at the end. Okay, all right, at the end of the week, I'll hold you to that, sir. I'll hold you to that. I appreciate it. Thank you in advance. But what was I saying? We had an outage. We had an outage of the Wi-Fi and the telecommunications, and it's just not even a headache. It just is what it is. It's just something you gotta deal with, and there's too many other things you can do that than just sit around. he's Cuddy's laughing. Facebook outage. I don't know about the Facebook outage, but there was definitely a outage of the Wi-Fi and the telecommunications. But it's just little trip ups. I'm glad I have some songs downloaded on my phone, so I don't have to listen to it through the internet. I'm listening to Rick Ross all morning, Maybach music, all that. I was listening to that this morning, so yeah, so it's not even a problem. It's just a passing phase. It'll be back, But it's very interesting that we have that because our lives are connected. Damn, washers and dryers and microwaves are hooked up to Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So you have to be really careful about technology. I love technology. I'm not a luddite. I'm not going to smash machines and different things like that because I feel that they're not representing me or they're going to take our jobs. Like many people back in the what was this, maybe the 18th or 19th centuries with the sewing machine, 1700s or 1800s. The sewing machine, the goddamn sewing machine was almost outlawed. It was almost banned because people were saying, "Oh, they're taking people's jobs. They're taking people's jobs away." Like what the hell? And even during slavery, the cotton gin was around, and that was like a signal to the fact that cotton wasn't always going to be processed the way it was always. And they had to fight a big war, of course, and 600,000 men had to die because of it. But that's something else. It's another thing about America's history. It's just it's goofy, and it's not just America. I think with sewing machines with England as well and other places. But yeah, so it was kind of like have you ever seen the movie on Netflix called Leave the World Behind, when all the Wi-Fi goes out and the everything goes haywire and they have to fend off. It's like I get it, but there's also a different time. And another thing they show is them listening to vinyls, listening to the erection song. Too Close by Next. Step back, you're dancing kind of close. Feel a little poke coming through on you. Now, girl, I know you felt it. Oh, you know, can't help it. Like, really, they made a whole song about a hard on the dance floor. Like, pause, but like, I still can't believe they made that song got past the executives. Like, well, do we want to make this song? It has a great has a great groove, has a great bass line, but I'm just surprised that they made it. It came out like what, 98, 97, 98, something like that. Like 26 years ago almost. Something. Matter of fact, I'm gonna look it up. F it. I almost said the word. Um, next. Let's see when this song came out. Released, 1998, January 27th. So it's 26 years old. 26 years old. And it was in this movie. So 2 million sales or units and went platinum. So that's interesting to me. So I think that it's pretty interesting. That's pretty wonderful. That's another thing about America. You can come up with those songs. I'm sure other places could too, but it's like America had it first. It's like the first state, Delaware. You don't get to the next state without the first state. First state, first rate. That's the beauty of all of this. That's why I really champion. That's why I really uphold. Is the power of this nation. Is the might of this nation. The minds, the people that think, the people that build, that create. I don't care if you are a miner deep in the recesses of the earth and the bowels of the earth, and if you're productive, that's all right with me. You have no problem. I have no problem. Now it's different pay than the CEO of the company, but you can be just as productive on your level. I mean, Jay-Z said that about big pimping on a level. He was a millionaire at that time when he said that. He had like tens of millions of dollars. But if you're somebody that can have at the time he said had the boombox, had the the suntan lotion, had the sun shine your way, you got something to drink on, you got something to sip on. Well, that's big pimping to him. There's a different there's different connotation for pimping, but for him, what he meant by big pimping was being in a place that was good, in a place that was ideal, that you wanted to be in, that you strove and wanted to be in that zone. Yeah, I mean, to go back, Mr. McCoy, I mean, he had pimp qualities. I think I could be wrong. You can correct me. He had pimp notions. He had the notion to be a pimp. He was saying that earlier. He was saying that as well. He was like, "Yeah, I was paying for house," and even Teesa Reesa admitted she paid. He paid for the house. She said, but he didn't pay for my my car note, my car insurance, or my phone bill or anything like that. But he still held down the household. And I'm confused. She said she was pregnant. What happened to the baby? I mixed that up. I messed that up. I totally missed that part. What happened to the baby? She was pregnant, wasn't she? Somebody out there correct me in the comments and the rebroadcast. Let me know. I guess I can look it up right now. Teesa Reesa pregnant. Not really saying. Reesa Teesa of who the F Did I Marry? 50-part TikTok series signs with Creative Arts Agency. I'm telling you, she's gonna get onto a film. She's gonna get on. I said with Tyler Perry directing, and if whoever, if she doesn't play herself, Monique is probably gonna play her. But yeah, so that's pretty powerful to me. That's what makes it all the better. But hey, I'd like to thank Greg S, Dot Focus, and Black Cuddy for coming through. I appreciate all of you gentlemen, and I hope you have a great night. I know you have long days working. I can't relate anymore. I used to do that, but I don't. I usually have long days sleeping and watching TV. So I get deposits from the government, mostly likely your tax dollars. So I appreciate everything that you are and everything you do. And I will see you all tomorrow at some point, either 4 o'clock again, as like yesterday, or sometime after that in the evening. So I appreciate you. Salute. Take care.